What's going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more If My Heart Had Wings. Now, last time we left off, we got reintroduced to the two twin-tailed twins who have presumably just started going to our school now after a couple of years have passed, or at least a year has passed. And so they have moved into the Flying Fish Manor, and they have found that we have stolen the glider, which was to be donated to a museum, and we've shoved it into the manor somehow in one of the spare rooms. So that's kind of where we've left off. Let's jump right on back into it. Alright, start her up. It's very loud. Okay. When the sun went down, what can be called as the windstorm was raging outside, so we couldn't go out to do any repairs. All that was left was waiting for the typhoon to pass while praying that this worn-out dormitory could withstand it.
Hey, that girl Asachan seems to be interested in gliders. Oh, really?
I was telling Ageha, who had been helping with dinner, about the twins. Because she probably won't be able to go home tonight, it seems that Ageha is going to stay in Kotori's room. Oh shit, that's me. I asked her if she'd like to come and see us flying the next time, and she agreed with sparkling eyes. That's great, isn't it?
So you've been checking them out the whole time. How cute.
No, it's not like that.
That's what they call lolicon, right?
Kotori, who'd been quietly chopping the vegetables, joined the conversation.
Idiot, what the hell are you saying?
They're only 2 years younger than me. That's not lolicon. It isn't, right?
Alicon, a girl like that would be good for you. You're good at looking after people, so you're weak against girls who are a handful.
Ageha gave Kotori a sidelong glance when she said that. Kotori didn't notice her gaze and was chopping up the cabbage while mumbling, "That's pretty cute though." We couldn't go shopping that night, so we were making okonomiyaki from the food we had left. That aside, take back all the manga and other stuff you left in my room. If you don't, I'll throw it all away.
Hey, I was lending those to you. You should read them, they're really interesting. And then we can have heated discussions about them.
Okay, if I have time.
Hey, exactly how much of an age gap do you need to call somebody a lolicon?
Shut up and chop vegetables. The raging storm shook Flying Fish Manor.
Hey, are you really planning on living here? Yeah, because the glider is here. This must be destiny. You think so too, right, Yuri-chan? Things like destiny are just nonsense, Nate-chan. You're such a romanticist. Well, fine. I don't care if you ever understand how I feel. Being a romanticist is more girly. Yeah. After all, I'm not girly at all. Besides, I thought it's kind of nice. What is? That everyone smiles so happily while aiming for the sky. Well, the wind is really strong. The building might collapse and crush us while we're sleeping. Yoda-chan, let's sleep together. What should I do? Yoda-chan!
I can only imagine what the fan arts of those two are. Good Lord Almighty. Alright. The next day, the typhoon had passed and a blue sky spread over Kazugawara.
And that's how it is. Could you please consider our application, President?
Please.
Please!
Following Kotori, we also bowed our heads. This is a 4th year classroom. Yesterday, we were ordered to go to the student council room, but we decided to take the initiative and went to Akari-san's classroom. Our business was applying for the revival of the Soaring Club. We were negotiating to restore the status of the Soaring Club, which was revoked last year. That matter has already been settled, Habane, Kotori-san.
But that was under the previous student council, right? We thought that you might think about it differently.
The Soaring Club's leader title isn't just for show. Kotori continued negotiating with the student council to revive the Soaring Club for the last year. However, the previous student council president thought that Tobioka-sensei wouldn't allow it and didn't really lend us an ear, a model example of the peace at any price principle. But that student council's been dissolved, and in the election held a few days ago, Akari-san was chosen as the new president. If it's her, she might actually listen to what we have to say. That's why Coach Ray gave the negotiations a shot once again. Akari-san stared at the petition for the club revival deep in thought. We watched her expression nervously. If we aren't officially recognized as a club, there are a few problematic circumstances. First, above all else, is the ownership of the glider. It is property of the Soaring Club, so if we become a club again, our ownership of it would be officially recognized. It was built using club budget, so the school took it away when the club had its status revoked. Though, actually, over half the construction costs were covered by Amane-senpai herself. Club expenses also became a problem. Currently, we're facing a serious shortage of funds. As for parts and materials, we can still manage by helping out at Anchan's place, but the cost of commuting to the airfield and flight training fees are no joke. A club budget, even a small one, would cover some of those expenses, so it's one of our motives too. And one more thing, we can't use the school faculties now. Even if we wanted to use the school's equipment to manufacture parts or something, we wouldn't get permission. Everyone just uses it freely, but with Tobioka keeping an eye on us, being found out would have been troublesome. And lastly, we don't have any place for our activities. As a result, we had to occupy the room used by the Kazuto sisters. We can't keep using the dormitory for our activities forever. Maybe you can, just turn it into an airfield.
Please, Student Council President, you know that we're serious about our club's activities, right? Exactly! Don't you think that such club activities fit K-Full Academy perfectly?
Everyone was desperately pleading with her, but before that, glare. Akari-san stared at us with a scary expression. There's something I want to ask you all. It's about the glider that disappeared from the storeroom. Her voice dropped down a tone. That was enough to make us cower in fear.
What is it you mean?
Even if we were totally busted, we had no choice but to play dumb. Akira-san is a fair person, but she wouldn't be that flexible. It became clear that we had taken it away. Oh, if it became clear that we'd taken it away, she would definitely take action.
Someone snuck into the storeroom and stole the glider that was being kept there. I wonder who on earth could have carried such a huge thing away.
She said that in a way implying that she knew full well that we did it. Well, she's right on the mark. The thing with the glider was a huge miscalculation on our part. It was clear that it would work against us when we would apply for the restoration of the club, but we couldn't stop ourselves. Knowing that this would happen, we came to her first to negotiate. That plane must... Wait, that must have been some kind of a geek. An airplane enthusiast, maybe. They wanted it at any cost. When I desperately tried to make a suitable reply, Akari-san shifted her attention to me.
You're saying it wasn't you?
No way, definitely. I answered while choking on my words. My heart felt heavy when Akari-san's gaze filled with righteousness had pierced right through me.
Very well. However, be advised that if you get caught doing anything illegal, I won't be able to protect you.
Yes. I gave an honest reply reflexively, and Nageha poked my side. It was like admitting that we'd actually stolen it.
Nevertheless, the glider was planned to be donated to the museum next week. That was rather good timing.
Akiri-san glanced at our expressions. It seems that she'd like to know about that. The one who leaked the information to us. Akiri-san! At that moment, Matsatsugu appeared, calling out in a frivolous voice. What time's the student council meeting tonight?
4 p.m., Tasaki-kun.
Then you're free until then, right? You want to go somewhere for a cup of tea? Oh, it's you guys. That boneheaded Masatsugu, he's only just realized we're here. What are you doing?
We came to apply for the restoration of the club.
So go somewhere else. What's with that attitude? I'm a member of the student council too. Masatsugu stuck his chest out self-important. That's right. He joined the student council this year as a secretary. In response to Masatsugu's I hate this guy's name. Masatsugu's antics, Akari-san glared at him. What's the matter, Akari-san?
We're having an important conversation right now. It's about the incident with the glider getting stolen. I just thought it was strange. Why was it stolen just before it was supposed to be donated to the museum? If we assumed that the culprit was a regular student, how would they have gotten that information?
Well, I wonder how. I'm an idiot, so I have no idea. Ageha and I got perplexed. Couldn't he come up with something a little bit better? His poor attempt to dodge the issue has apparently convinced Akari-san who the culprit was, so she didn't bother pursuing the topic any further. Well, it seems that will be okay for the time being, even though she found out who was responsible for leaking the information. By the way, it's a digression, but it seems that Masatsugu isn't with that girl from his band anymore. According to him, some musical differences were the reason. But according to Ageha, he just got dumped. After that, he had a fateful encounter with an older girl called Kumoi Akari, and then, chasing after her, he joined the student council. Digression over. I don't blame him! As for the revokement, it's just like we discussed before. I sympathize with you, but there's nothing I can do about it. A staff meeting was held right after Amane-senpai left. They promptly decided that the club would have its status revoked and that the garage would be demolished. This was all Tobioka's instructions. Some of the teachers opposed it, but it seems that Tobioka forced the demolition of the garage. The reason? It was the original promise.
Actually, I didn't approve of it either. The basis for revokement was simply that there were no other members besides Mochizuki-senpai, something like that. However, now all of you guys were there too. Despite that, the teachers decided to revoke the status of their club for their convenience. That vicious act is an infringement of the student council's autonomy. If I had been student council president at that time, I would have put up more of a fight. She was speaking with clenched fists and a furrowed brow, genuinely frustrated. She won't tolerate those who ignore the rules, even if they are teachers. And that's how it is. When the Soaring Club faced the danger of status revokement back when Amane-senpai was the only member, it was Akari-san who kept pressuring her and somehow made her continue. She's very strict, but she's actually a good person. Then please approve the club restoration.
That's right, President. The decision to abolish it was ridiculous.
We insisted, but Akari-san shook her head.
Oh wait, no, sorry. We insisted, but Akari-san shook her head.
Why?
Because it doesn't meet the requirements of being a club. First, you don't have enough members. Now we only have 3 members. For a club, at least 4 members are necessary. Next is the validity of the club's activities. Well, there are no problems there. This is about whether or not the activities were suitable for a student club. There's no problem as far as that goes. You don't have qualified personnel. That is a serious problem.
If you mean a pilot's license, Alcoin has one.
Just that's not enough, is it? A pilot aside, qualifications for maintenance and such are also necessary. Gliders aren't something that can be managed without qualified personnel. Before, Amane-senpai had all of the necessary qualifications, so it wasn't a problem. Finally, you don't have an advisor. Yamanobe-sensei, who had been our advisor until last year, withdrew from the position when the status of the Soaring Club was revoked. He had to deal with such a super problem child as Mochizuki Amane, while Tobioka was keeping an eye on him. It's no wonder a third of his hair had gone white even though he was still young. He was weak-spirited, but he was a good teacher nevertheless. If you don't solve all of the aforementioned problems, I'm afraid I won't accept your request.
Meanie? Even if the student council approves it, there's no way Tobioka-sensei would accept it.
She put it politely, but the point was that Tobioka just won't shut up if we don't meet the minimum requirements at the very least. In other words, it's not entirely impossible. Akari-san nodded.
If you clear all the conditions, the student council will negotiate with the teaching staff.
Akari assured us, with an expression that seemed to say that it's only fair. Thank you very much, President. We bowed our heads and were about to leave the 4th year classroom.
Make sure that glider isn't found, okay?
Yes.
Fufu, you're so honest.
Akari-san jokingly ignored my vigorous reply. Well, at least Akari-san's a real one.
I didn't think you guys would seriously steal it!
We immediately came out into the hallway. When we came out into the hallway, Masatsugu immediately started protesting.
So what did you think we were gonna do?
Well, the one who notified us that the glider would be donated to the museum was none other than this guy. It seems he learned about it because it came up in the student council discussion.
We didn't steal it, we took it back. After all, it belongs to us.
Yeah, but there must have been a little better way to... What are you talking about? Didn't we used to play pranks with Valentine in the past? Ageha nodded in agreement.
We sure did, and then we got scolded.
I'm not like you guys. I'm an honest man. Do you know how many hardships we, Amane-senpai, faced to build that thing? When you think about that, what we did is no big deal. Yeah, I thought the same. That's why I informed you. Just don't get too reckless. Yeah, thank you. Oh. Well then, that's all right, old broom. Who's on duty? Rise, attention, whoa.
Fu-fu-fu, Asa-chan! Today I won't let you get away. I'll have you visit and take a look at our karate club. That's kind of, I mean... Hey, what? You still haven't joined any clubs, right, Asa-chan? Yes, that's right. Then please, just come and take a look. We have no new members at all, and the senpais are really worried about it. I'm lonely too. There's only one first year besides me, and it's a boy. I'm really lonely, so please, come on. If you put it like that, but I'll only go to take a look. Hey, I knew you'd have mercy. You don't have any other clubs you want to join, right? I'll treat you to some mabo tofu. Mabo. I'll also buy you some tantan men if you like. I found a Chinese restaurant that does super spicy food.
Oh, what'd you say? We missed something, hold up.
Fufu, I knew you couldn't resist spicy food. Come on, give it to the temptation. Oh. Ne-san. Ah, Yora-chan, your homeroom ended too? Yeah, what's the matter? Well, a girl from my class invited me to join her club. Oh, are you Asa-chan's twin sister? Then maybe you'd be interested too. Karuta may appear simple at first, but the games can get quite heated and... I'll pass. I'm not particularly interested in Karuta. Yura-chan, wait! Hey, Asa-chan! She got away again.
Got some poachers out here.
Hey, Yoda-chan, what you did now wasn't very nice. But I'm not interested in Karuta. You aren't either, right? Well, yeah, but... Ne-san, you're bad at turning people down. One day someone will take advantage of you. I'll be fine. I'm smart enough to realize that. You know, when you yourself are saying you're smart. Besides, when someone talks to me, I have to reply properly. You really are kind, aren't you? If that's the case, you should have joined the Karuta Club. But that's... Hey, Yoda-chan, where could the soaring circle be carrying out their activities? Why do you bring that up all of a sudden? Well, no reason. Ne-san, could it be... No, You should give up, Ne-san. The sorting circle is in a club. It seems they don't have enough members and got on the bad side of a bothersome teacher. They're nothing but trouble. That's why nobody joins or even goes anywhere near them. If you associate yourself with such guys, it'll... You know quite a lot, Yoda-chan. Well, yeah. Then do you also know where they do their club activities? That I don't know. That said, even though people are trying to stop you, you're gonna do it anyway, aren't you, Ne-san? But it's really unusual for you to get so passionate about something. Is that why I'm so annoyed? Huh? Damn bastards are trying to take away my beloved Ne-san, the light of my life. I'll never forgive them. Yura-chan? When I was trying to cheer you up, it didn't have any effect. Why did you get well all of a sudden? Haven't you been very touchy all the time lately? So why? Why? Why, you say? Ever since we arrived at that dormitory, you've had fire in your eyes and you've been in high spirits. Well, I'm happy about it. But I'm happy, but it's really frustrating. Yone-chan? We didn't steal it, we took it back. After all, it belongs to us. Yeah, but there must have been a better way to... What are you talking about? Didn't we used to play pranks with Don-chan in the past? We sure did, and then we got scolded. I'm not like you guys. I'm an honest man. Why don't you talk to them? No, it looks like they're having fun. I don't quite understand why you wouldn't talk to them just because they're enjoying themselves. Wouldn't it bother them if I joined? I'd only throw their company out of order. Ne-chan, your half-hearted reservedness is slightly annoying. If that's the case, what are you going to do about the soaring circle? But... If you want to talk to them, just do it. Then you can ask them where they hold their activities. That's right, but... Really now. You always put other people first, Ne-san. You're so different compared to your selfish sister that I'm worried. Well, I think that's one of your good points, though. I'm not really putting others first. I can be egoistic too. I'm the one who suddenly said that I wanted to move out. And I got you involved in all of it. Oh, shit. And I got you involved in all this. If you're talking about me, I choose to come with you because I'm worried about you. See? I really am causing problems for you. That's right. Why don't you try causing more trouble and ask Grandpa to buy you a glider? That's not it. I don't want to buy one. It's more about, I don't know, making it with my own hands? Flying? How should I put this? I can't explain it well, but that's the sort of thing I want to aim for. I see. It's your dream. A sensitiveness that I don't really understand. I can't think of it as anything but trivial play, but that's just like you. Let's resolve these one by one.
On the way home, we were discussing the conditions that Akiri-san had listed. The easiest one to clear should be getting enough members. Ageha, do you have anyone in mind?
Nope, hardly any. Though Shino-chan and some others seemed a little interested. How about you, Aoi?
Same. I haven't found anyone who would seriously want to join. The visibility of the soaring club has risen compared to the time when Amani-senpai was a sole member, so the number of people interested in our club activities has also increased. On the other hand, the rumor that getting involved will have an eye on you is also spreading. That prevents people from joining. Kotori, how about you? Kotori, atop her wheelchair, was hanging her head deep in thought. Her expression seemed slightly gloomy.
What's wrong, Kotori? You know, I don't want any new members to join.
Whoa, what's this all of a sudden?
I mean, that new person won't understand what feelings are driving us. The longing for morning glory? Everything about Amani-chan and Isaka?
Or about that day that we almost reached it, right? Ageha and I also had a similar kind of expression as Kotori. We had mixed feelings about having new members join. We were trying to become a club, so I knew this was a contradiction, but we still couldn't come to a clean decision that easily.
I wonder what Amani-chan could be doing right now. The same thing as always, I guess.
Amani-senpai was working at her father's laboratory now. We sometimes text her, but the replies either don't come or they come really late. It's obvious that she's a poor correspondent. It's likely that she doesn't even notice most of the incoming messages. Sometimes she replies to several texts all at once, so the content of the message is hard to understand. She's certainly sitting in her seat at the research lab working on something all day long. Is she eating properly, I wonder? I felt nostalgic when I recalled how that beautiful person was spoiling her image with her way of eating. We'd only spent about 2 months together, but that time was still very special to us.
Gliders may have already become a thing of the past for Amani-chan.
Kotori's mother made all of us feel kind of lonely. Well, when she's concentrating on something, she loses sight of everything else around her.
Sooner or later, she'll make a really awesome invention that will amaze the world, don't you think?
Perhaps Senpai's inventions were already all over the place, but we just haven't noticed them. She's not the type to boast about her own achievements, which is why, even if that happened, she wouldn't do anything like sending a text to brag about it. We'd like her to send us something, though.
We have to fly again. I want Amani-chan to see it. Yeah.
Right. In order to do that, we have to overcome hurdles for us. There are many hurdles for us to overcome. One of those was finding new club members.
We can make these parts using the school's equipment, so if we sneak them in at lunchtime or something. The main problems are the wings.
Yeah, there's no easy way we can make them without a spacious place.
It would also take a lot of time, so making them at Anchan's workshop would be difficult. If only we had the garage.
Do you want something? We'd spread the blueprints on the dining hall table and were talking face to face. Aza-chan was watching us from a little distance, half hidden behind the pillar.
No, not really.
Slightly puzzled, Kotori tilted her head. Oh, are we in the A? In the way? Sorry, there are no other big tables. Since we lost the garage, Flying Fish Man has become the base of operations for our soaring circle. We used to use my room, but now I've vacated, so we don't have any other places besides here or Kotori's room. We need a table just to lay out all the blueprints, so now we're using the one in the dining hall.
I just thought that you look like you're having fun. Having fun?
We all exchanged glances. Since we looked like we were in the middle of a debate, Asa-chan was unnecessarily scared.
Those are blueprints, right?
Yeah, the glider.
Are you gonna make it? By yourselves? That's right! Not all of it, though. Wow, when people become third years, they can even make things like that. As expected of Grandpa's Capable Academy.
Well, I don't think this has anything to do with it. Until now, we haven't been taught anything in class about making gliders.
Huh? But you already have a glider.
Yeah, but there are some circumstances.
Also, that one's broken.
Ageha said this like it was something funny. We still weren't able to fix the cracks and other damage to the fuselage that it suffered in the last flight with the Mane-senpai.
But, well, for now it's impossible. Both the repairs and the remodeling. Why is that? We don't have anywhere to do it. For something that huge, we need a much bigger place. A big place, you say?
While she was muttering this, Asa-chan was also thinking about something.
I'm hungry.
Kaneko entered the dining hall while letting out a pathetic whimper. I looked at the clock. It was well past 6 o'clock. It's already this late? It's about time to start prepping dinner. Shall we call it a day?
Yeah, seems so.
We tidied up the blueprints.
What's up, Asa-chan? No, nothing really. Well then, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See ya, Geha.
Oh shit, that was Kotori.
See ya, Geha.
After she saw Ageha off, Kotori went into the kitchen.
Well then, dinner preparations, huh? What are we making today?
Diablo chicken and rocket salad. Recipe courtesy of Hibari-san. Yesterday we made okonomiyaki from the food we had left, which is a little disappointing, although everyone seemed satisfied. So today we're making something more extravagant. By the way, Diablo chicken is a spicy chicken dish, fried in peppers and spices. It's unbelievably delicious. It makes you sweat a lot, so it's a perfect dish in the summer.
Then I'll make the salad.
Okay, I'll leave that to you. It's been a year since Kotsuri started helping with dinner preparations. She's gotten used to it already.
Yay, I love that. It's really delicious, Asa-chan. Asa-chan?
Asa-chan was staring into the kitchen and didn't seem to hear Kaneko-san's voice. Then slowly,
I'll help out too,
she said as if she were driven by a sense of duty. You don't have to. Right now I don't want to cause you any more problems with the issue with the room.
That's right, this is my job. But
Asa-chan was looking at Kotsuri.
Are you perhaps thinking that how even someone wheelchair bound like me is doing chores? No, that's not it.
She fidgeted awkwardly. Seems like Kotsuri was spot on.
Fufu, don't underestimate me. Even though I look like this, I'm a pretty capable girl.
Atop her wheelchair, Kotsuri stuck out her modest chest with pride. Yeah, thank you for the detail, that was much needed. Don't worry, as soon as you finish preparing your room, we'll give you some chores to do too.
Okay.
She seemed depressed for some reason. Did she take it as a scolding?
It's fine, why don't you let her do it?
Kaneko-san?
It's not like you, Akon. You might be holding back because of the situation with the room, but I think such consideration is no good. Hey, Asa-chan, come here.
Kaneko-san took Asa-chan by the hand and brought her into the kitchen.
Hey, it's okay. Right, Akon? What should you do?
Then could you wash the vegetables? For now, I'll try giving her an easy task. Although since we have to prepare enough for all the boarders, even washing alone is quite a lot of work.
Come on.
Kaneko-san had only brought Asa-chan in here. It looks like she wasn't planning to help. Asa-chan stood in front of the sink and picked up some vegetables.
So I'm helping to wash these, right?
The roots and such are covered in dirt, so wash them carefully.
Understood.
Asa-chan replied overly seriously and started washing the vegetables. With detergent.
Stop!
Don't use detergent!
But you told me to wash.
Just water's fine.
Really?
It's been a while since I saw something as silly as washing food with detergent.
Then I'll wash them with water.
Scrub, scrub. Splash. Scrub, 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 scrub. Splash. Scrub, 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 scrub. Hold on, Asa-chan.
Yes?
That should be enough. If you wash them too much, they lose all their nutrients.
Really?
Besides, at this pace we would have never finished.
But if I wash them only little, I'm afraid that some germs might remain. That's enough. Give me that, Nissan. Yeah, Yuri-chan.
Yuri-chan appeared from behind and grabbed the vegetable that Asa-chan was holding. It looked like she was worried about Asa-chan and was watching over her.
Jeez, you really don't have a knack for this. It's just washing. There's a lot of them, so hurry up and get it done.
Yuri-chan started washing the vegetables with fluid hand movements. Is she actually good at housework? Contrary to her appearance and behavior, she's unexpectedly familial. She might be a good girl after all.
What should I do after washing the vegetables? If there's anything else, I could do it with while I'm at it.
Declared Yuri-chan, though not exactly eagerly. Then how about cutting the vegetables?
I guess I could.
It would be a big help if you cut some onions, carrots, potatoes for the soup.
Yeah. I'll say one thing though. I'm not doing this to help you guys. I just couldn't stand to watch Nissan any longer.
Correction. She's not a good girl after all.
Here's a peeler. I don't need it. The sprouts are deep, so this will be quicker.
As she said that, Yuri-chan started peeling the potatoes using a kitchen knife. She was doing it really neatly, peeling off the skin without gouging the flesh.
She's pretty good.
What, you won't admit defeat? After washing the vegetables, without wasting a moment, she moved to peeling potatoes and carrots, then started cutting them with a knife.
Is this alright? Is this size alright? Or would it be better if they were a little smaller?
The potatoes and carrots were cut into almost identical bite-sized chunks. No, it's fine like that.
I see. Should I slice the onions thinly?
Yeah, lengthwise.
Yeah. For your information, my hourly rate is pretty high.
Chop, slice. However, why is she so skilled?
She's really good. I wonder who's better, her or Alakun. It's annoying, but she's better than me. Just a little. What?
No, nothing. Were you preparing meals at your house?
Not really. We're supposed to do this much at home economics class, so being able to do it is only natural, right? I can't do it, though. Our parents are often away from home. Yoda-chan doesn't like food made by the house staff, so she often cooks herself. Nissan, don't tell them unnecessary things. Where did you learn it? Cooking. I don't think you could do that much after just home economics classes. You can Google it.
I see.
So in this age when the internet is flourishing, you can learn to cook without even being taught by your parents, huh? Yoda-chan is amazing. She learns everything easily and can do anything. That's why I'm so proud of her. I told you, Nissan, don't tell them unnecessary things.
That's one cheeky genius girl. That day, dinner was really delicious. A few days have passed since the twins came to Flying Fish Manor. We looked everywhere for a place to move the glider, but we didn't find anything. If we were to rent a warehouse, the fee for something that large would have been considerable. We don't have that kind of money. If we discussed this with Anshan, he might have been able to refer us to the right place, but when we considered how we got the glider, we really couldn't get him involved. Our last resort was to put it in the garden. We carried the glider out into the garden and were covering it with a sheet. Overlap it so that the rainwater doesn't get in it.
Kote, pull that part. Hey, it's not long enough.
The boarders were watching us at work.
Will it be alright if we leave it in a place like this?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's a very good idea though. But we didn't have any other places, so it couldn't be helped.
For how long are they planning to make us use this room, I wonder? I don't really mind this room though. The color of the walls, the bay windows, and the someone are quite stylish. Nason, have you forgotten that this is a boy's room? Oh, that's true. But Asa likes to keep things tidy and is a good person. I don't think that changes anything. Just yesterday, some trunks fell out from the cabinet. I thought those were your shorts. So boys wear those kinds of underpants, huh? That's surprising. Hey, let's just give up and go back home. Or at the very least, let's have somebody look for a proper, not so shabby dormitory. Nason, you can't be seriously thinking about joining them. To begin with, they're thieves, you know? And not all thieves are bad people. You know, like those righteous and chivalrous thieves. They did this for their own sake, right? I think that saying it's alright to ignore the rules of it to fulfill your dream is really selfish. Hearing you talk about hearing you talk about selfishness. Huh? Why did everyone gather outside?
Stuff cloth into the pilot suit so that bugs won't get inside. And then put the cover over the canopy. Hearing the racket, the sisters walked out of the dorm together.
What are you doing?
We're putting the glider out here. From now on, it won't be causing you any inconvenience.
But a place like this...
They said it won't rain for a while. Well, I guess we'll manage somehow. Kotori, is that part long enough?
Yeah, somehow. Will it really be alright in a place like this? I wonder. It's made from FRP so it won't corrode. It doesn't degrade easily, but that doesn't mean it won't happen at all. That might cause problems with durability, and in the middle of a flight, snap, or something like that. Oh, it would be better if they had a place where they could put all of that. Yeah, you're right. If only there was a place like that. Wait, Nae-san, what are you thinking? It should fit there, so... Are you serious? If you have something to say, you should just say it. That's right, there is a good place.
That voice resounded surprisingly well under the clear blue sky. It sounded like something read from a script prepared in advance. It might be because it was strangely monotone. Everyone's blank gazes have turned to her all of a sudden. Hee! Asa-chan got scared.
Hey, you managed to say it. So...
Kaneko-san gently pushed her. Asa-chan took half a step forward. Asa-chan, you just said there's a good place.
Yes, in fact, I know of a good place. Where?
Kotori went for it without reservation. At times like this, she's the most honest. Asa-chan slyly glanced at Yoru-chan, then pointed towards the lake.
It's over there.
Is it really here? The Windmill Hill, the place where Asa-chan had brought us was the Windmill Hill. This area is supposed to be part of the renewable energy research facilities. Citizens can enter this place freely because it's been opened up as a walking course. There's no garage here where we could store our glider though. However, Asa-chan climbed the gently sloping hill. Yoru-chan followed her, sulking the whole time. Asa-chan stopped in front of a large building standing on the edge of the Windmill Hill.
It's here.
Ageha and I simultaneously made slightly puzzled faces. We knew this building. It had been here since before the windmills were built. It looked quite enigmatic, like a research facility or a warehouse. We told ourselves that it was just a place for monitoring the quality of water in the lake. Now when I look at it again, it can also be seen as a workshop of sorts. It's much larger than I remembered it too.
In the past, we tried to sneak in here with An-chan and the others.
If I remember correctly, the door was locked at that time, so we couldn't get inside. And Asa-chan opened that locked door with a key she took out of her pocket.
Come in.
The 10-year mystery was about to be solved. We stepped inside excitedly. Inside was a mess. There were several desks with old computers, documents, and cardboard boxes full of junk placed on them. There were even bottles of soy sauce and other seasonings scattered around. Things that were left behind could give off the impression someone was living here, but for some reason the room as a whole felt abandoned. A deserted and completely forgotten place. That's the kind of air it had.
So this is what it's like inside.
Yeah.
It has the kind of atmosphere you'd see in a zombie movie. Is it still being used? No one uses it anymore. Grandpa said that they were using it a long time ago. It feels more like a research facility than an office. What were they doing here?
Ageha went ahead and started looking through the things that were there.
I don't know. Grandpa only said it was one of his hobbies when he was young.
Why was it left here instead of being demolished?
This whole hill belongs to Grandpa. Now it's his land for the renewable energy research.
So he's a big landowner.
Fufu. He got considerable profits from the redevelopment.
Yoru-chan grinned broadly as she said that. I guess that board chairman of Keifu Academy is a so-called local personage. The reason why he got to know my mother might also be related to that.
We got the key from my grandpa and sometimes come here. Because we like this place. You're the one who likes it. I'm just tagging along, that's all.
Yoru-chan muttered. I guess she was pouting because she didn't want anyone else to use it. We examined the room with some reservation.
It's big, but we can't work here. But there's no problem with storing the glider here, right? No, I didn't mean here.
Asa-chan trotted towards the inner part. When we passed through the door over there... Oh. Damn!
Wow.
Kotori was overwhelmed by how spacious it was. My mouth was also agape when I looked up at the high ceiling. This isn't a garage, it's more like...
A dock.
Yes, it was a dock. For building and maintaining ships or airplanes. You don't see such vast spaces and equipment anywhere else.
Why is there such a building in this kind of place? Grandpa said that in the past, he and the others used to build airplanes as a hobby. He was always saying we'd spend our youth in here like a catchphrase.
If it's Asa-chan's grandpa, then it's possible that this could have been after World War II. I guess they gathered scrap tampered with machines and such.
How is it? Perfect! With this much space, we could even build two at the same time! Yeah!
There's no problem with the space or the equipment. Rather, there's actually more than we need. It's not that far from the runway either. It would be easier to transport the glider from here than from the school, which is in the town.
Let's bring it here right away, then we can immediately start fixing it. We have to ask Anta to bring the truck.
Wait. They had sparkling eyes and acted like they already owned the place, but I stopped them for a moment. Of course, it would be much appreciated if we could use it, but hearing that we can borrow it for free actually makes me a little worried. This place is so well equipped. Can we really use it? Asa-chan made a meek face at my question.
There's one condition,
Asa-chan said nervously in a high-pitched voice. As I thought, it's not for nothing. We braced ourselves to hear what kind of condition that might be.
Please let me join you.
Asa-chan's determined shout echoed throughout the quiet dock. It reverberated for a moment, then gradually vanished.
I don't know anything about gliders, and don't have any redeeming qualities. I wish I was like Yori-chan who can do anything. But I also want to join you in building the glider.
While the last part sounded like she was about to cry, Asa-chan did her best to speak her mind.
Kotori?
Kotori was thinking deeply with a serious expression. She said it the other day, that she doesn't really want any new members to join. We all felt the same way, but of course Kotori understood that in our circumstances, there's no way we could refuse.
So it's no good after all.
Hey, Asa-chan.
Yes?
Why do you want to join us?
Are you interested in gliders? Or is it because we seem to be enjoying ourselves? It is.
Asa-chan hesitated to answer. This question must have sounded a little strict to her. We needed new members anyway. If we could also use these amazing facilities, we should have accepted this unconditionally. Such thoughts have crossed my mind. However, contradicting feelings about getting new members were still stuck in my chest.
I like this place. I sometimes come here with Yuri-chan to play. It's because Grandpa said that he used to build planes here.
Yuri-chan mentioned this before. Ine-san is just interested in things that fly through the sky.
On that day, we also came here. But then a white aircraft flew from the other side of the lake.
A white aircraft?
Until then, I didn't even know the term glider. Could that have been us, perhaps? Which flight could that have been?
When we thought about it a little, it dawned on us. Wasn't it when we did the first test flight by any chance? After completing the main wings, we went on our first test flight. That was also the day when I piloted the glider for the first time. On that day, I crossed over the lake and flew above Windmill Hill. Then, when we turned around and headed back to the opposite shore of the lake, I noticed that someone was looking up at us. If I remember right, they were two petite girls. They probably like gliders just like Kotori. I remember that was the impression I had. So it was Asa-chan and Yoru who were there the whole time.
Yes, probably.
What a coincidence. I hadn't even thought about it until now.
After that, I wanted to see the glider again, so I was coming here and waiting for it. I came here almost every day. After the winch broke, we couldn't fly for a while.
It appears that during that time, Asa-chan was waiting for us.
And then a while later, I think it was around the end of the summer holidays, something bad happened at home. I hid here for a whole night. When I woke up, light was shining through the window, so I went to look outside. There was a really beautiful cloud drifting in the dawn sky.
We twitched reflexively and exchanged glances. It can't be.
One long cloud was stretched across the purple and pink sky and looked like it had been painted with a brush. I watched it together with Yori-chan. Then there was
I was shivering unconsciously. Agea was holding her arms to keep them from trembling, and Kotori's cheeks were flushed. Before we noticed, we lost ourselves in Asa-chan's story.
A glider was flying towards them. You saw it? On that day? At that time, I still didn't even know that it was a glider, though. I only found that out when Yoda-chan told me. But I watched it the whole time, until that strange cloud fully disappeared.
Asa-chan put her hands on her chest and quietly closed her eyes, as if she was trying to revive the long-gone spectacle on the inside of her eyelids.
Is that the reason? Yes. I still don't know what I can do or what I want to do, but I cannot sit still. I can't forget the spectacle I saw that day.
When Asa-chan came to herself, her knees were shaking, like she was afraid of something. However, no matter how much she trembled, she didn't give in. She mustered all her courage. It felt like this was something that she desperately wanted to bring up.
Kotori.
Ageha lightly patted Kotori's shoulder.
Yeah.
Kotori nodded. There was no need to confirm it. We all felt the same way.
You're the only one who can become a new member. Welcome to the Story Club.
As of today, you're one of us. Tears welled up in Asa-chan's eyes when she was welcomed so suddenly. Her cheeks were already red like apples.
Is it really okay? After all, I don't know anything about gliders. I won't be of any use to you.
Building or flying a glider certainly requires a specialist's knowledge and skills.
But not all of the work is like that.
We were complete amateurs a year ago too.
All of you?
Right, Kotori?
Yeah, it's not a problem.
I can't speak.
Just letting us use this place is already more than enough help for us. Moreover, if you become an accomplice, we won't have to worry about our secret being revealed.
We felt that Kotori very eloquently said something crooked, but everyone did their best to sidestep the issue. The most important thing is your wish to fly through the sky.
Wanting to fly through the sky.
If that's how you feel, it's fine, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why as of today, I'm looking forward to working with you, Asa-chan.
Asa-chan absent-mindedly wiped away the tears that had accumulated in the corner of her eyes.
Yes, I look forward to working with you, Senpai.
When Asa-chan vigorously bowed her head next to her, Yoda-chan suddenly looked away.
I'm not joining.
Even though her twin sister's prickly attitude made Asa-chan look at her with a troubled expression, a broad smile soon returned to her face. We took another look around the place that we could use now. Our heads started to fill with images of what we could do here.
Now we can finally get started with the preparations for flying.
We felt like the time that seemed to be standing still until now started moving forward again. Let's go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and stop it there. Okay. So we are officially back in business. We are moving, and we're about to make things happen. So, we can start working on the glider again, for one, which is going to be really good. And I mean, hey, we're dealing with two little rich girls, okay? So, I don't know, man. Maybe we can finesse a little bit of funding out of them. Also, another idea, because their father is a chairman at the school, surely it wouldn't be such a stretch to, I don't know, maybe get the chairman involved in this whole Tobioka dispute. Because, you know, this fucking grown-ass man has, you know, generational beef with some fucking high school kids. Like, Jesus Lord Almighty. So I'm thinking that we might have a couple of different workarounds here, and we also have Akane on our side as well. So we're starting to kind of build up a little bit of firepower against Tobioka again. You know, if he were to have a really unfortunate accident and not be able to come to school anymore or work anymore, just saying. Okay. So yeah, it seems that we're finally about to start getting the ball rolling again. Towards getting another flight in. So I guess at this point, the kind of one of my questions at least is just, are we ever going to see Amane again? Like, obviously she has to come back for the for what is it? She's probably going to come back for the flight on the Morning Glory. But I'm just wondering if at any other point if she's going to make an appearance, because obviously she was a pretty big part of this whole first little stretch here. And then even with like Isuka, the whole thing with Isuka still isn't fully resolved. So there's still a couple of questions, still a couple of mysteries, and still a whole lot that we need to do before we can get this, even just the club back together. So that's going to be it for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!